Exactly.
What's up, everybody? This is the greatest travel podcast in the universe, and we also talk sports, pop culture, and nonsense. I'm with everyone's new favorite guest over Jackson because he's gone MIA, Josh Barnes, who's worked in sports broadcasting across the board. Great takes, genius. And today we're talking the NBA playoffs. A little recap. We're going to do a couple games into round two, but we're going to go over round one, a bit of round two. And there's some hot, quick takes of what's going on because I think the entire NBA is shifting. What do you think, Josh?
Yeah. First of all, I just want to say that I'm a Nuggets fan, and it's not going well for us, man. It is not going well. I'm not mad. I just, would like it. We just won a championship, so I can't complain too much. But man, Minnesota, bruh, they look good.
Is it one of those things like I'm kind of like that where I want my team to win, but then also when you're watching potential excellence, you're like, oh shit, I'm like okay with it, you know?
That's how I felt last round when they played LeBron. I was like, I want LeBron to get another one, but it's my team.
Yeah.
I'm good either way. We'll just roll with the punches.
I know. And and actually LeBron is one of our topics. I feel bad for LeBron. I hate like the old heads and people who don't like basketball but just jump on LeBron like, "Oh, I told you LeBron's not good." It's like, "You fucking idiot. Did you watch the entire like season and the playoffs? He was the best player on the court in the playoffs. It was outrageous." And he's 39.
Anthony Edwards said like he feels like people hate on LeBron so much. He's happy that he was able to just witness his career. Like people really root, and it's such a weird phenomenon. Like people with Jordan, he was just celebrated. We love Jordan. We love the greatness. With LeBron, it's like, oh, he's not Jordan. He's not Kobe. We don't like him. So it's such a unique perspective.
Yeah, like the stuff he was doing. What was it? Was it game 6 or I remember we were all like in the group chat talking about it, but like he did like something both ways 4 times in a row, and you're like, is this guy on drugs? What is happening? Like, how is he doing this at the end of the game? His age, played all those games. I wish he was still in the playoffs. And I mean, I'm indifferent on LeBron. I think they'd be the third best team in the East. But going up against Denver,
the fact that they could have beat Denver, they led for the whole damn series, basically. Like a couple plays here and there, a couple missed Jamal Murray shots. They could have won the series.
That happened last year too. Like the Lakers were the team that played the best against Denver. But what do you think he's going to do? Do you think he's staying?
Yeah, I do think he'll stay. I also think he's going to opt out of his contract just because he can. And he's just going to re-sign for more money.
Wonder what I can.
At the end of the day, for whatever reason, LeBron wants to be a team owner. You need every $50 and $60 million you can get to do that.
And I guess that kind of answers my question because I think me and you're both good at tearing people down and also building them up. Like we see what you should see, not just anti-LeBron or pro-LeBron, but it's like if LeBron really wants to win a championship, like stop taking the most money, especially when your body's deteriorating a little bit. You've got enough everywhere else. Take a pay cut and so he can get whoever that third, fourth player is. But like you said, I guess if he wants to own a team,
he's already done that though. He did that in Miami to get Wade and Bosh and that first big three together. So he's already taken the pay cut, got the ring. Now he's cashing in when the salary cap's at an all-time high.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense. So you think? I guess that's a tough one. Like because he could chase more rings and have the most ever, or I guess be a gajillionaire and a team owner. It's a tough one. But great point, Josh, as always.
Yeah, I don't think he can lose at this point. I mean, like he could, ironically, go back to Cleveland and have a chance in the East to run shop again. Boston's like good, but like how good are they? New York is like they're okay, but like for a 2 seed, like are they that good? I don't know.
I think New York would be a good spot for him because then he's in a big spotlight, still got all that probably more endorsements are equal. But then does it ruin his legacy to go to like another team? Probably. Yeah.
Maybe, yeah.
Mm.
Unfortunately, but I
Yeah.
mean, I think that's the one knock against Kevin Durant. People are like, he's a mercenary,
Yes. Yeah.
no loyalty.
And I agree. I think he ruined basketball for 3 years, so he deserves every bit of sports karma you'll ever get. Yeah. You agree? What do you think about
I do.
Anthony Edwards? Bit of a
Anthony,
lag.
man, he's the face of the league now. Transitioning from LeBron, like he's the guy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think there's been a better timed personal shoe release than Anthony Edwards just had. Like people are, in my personal opinion, it's not the most aesthetically pleasing shoe. People are rocking it with jeans. Do you know how good at basketball you have to be to get people to wear basketball sneakers with jeans to the club? You got to be the guy, and he's that right now. No one else's shoes are you wearing with jeans. He's the new face of the league. I did see a comparison on Twitter where they said he's more Dwayne Wade than he is Jordan. And I thought that was super interesting. I don't know if it's just his build and his body's like thicker than Jordan. But he's probably somewhere in between those two.
Yeah. I mean, as you know, Dwayne Wade's my favorite athlete. And I think as long as he's healthy, he's going to be better than Dwayne Wade. And I mean, I think realistically, he's going to be a Kobe. Like he can be Kobe. What's Kobe, like 7th best player all time? So I mean, I think that's quite realistic as long as
that's shooting a little low for Kobe.
Yeah, you think for the 7th best player of all time, he's only 22.
I know. Wait, did you say Kobe 7th or 2nd?
7th. Sorry, 7th.
Yeah, who's 2 through 6 in that?
Like all time?
Yeah, Jordan, Kobe's not top 3.
I think it was like Jordan, LeBron, Wilt. What's his name with the Celtics? Brian Russell, Magic, and then you could probably throw in like Tim Duncan hypothetically, or a myriad of those type of people. I hate Tim Duncan. I don't hate him, but he is. You can't argue that he's outrageous.
No, he's good, but like it's Kobe. Kobe's top 3. And I just don't think that's arguable. I mean, we're splitting hairs here. 7-3. That's all right.
All right.
You don't think Kobe's top 3? That is the hot take right now. Kobe's not top 3 all time?
The fact you think he's top 3 all time is incredible. Like I love him, but he's not top 3 all time.
I didn't think it was a question. Yeah.
I guarantee you go to every single, like if you Google it, like Bleacher Report, ESPN, everyone, they'll have him not 3rd or 4th.
I mean, maybe I'm losing it, but I thought it was like universally understood that Kobe's around top 3.
No, like The Athletic has Jordan, LeBron, Kareem, Bill, Johnson, Wilt, and then it doesn't show what number 7 is. ESPN is Jordan, LeBron, Kareem, Bill Russell, Magic, Wilt, Larry Bird, Tim Duncan, then Kobe Bryant, then Shaq.
Just agree to disagree. Interesting.
I expect these takes from Jared, not from you. Just
maybe I had a hot take. I didn't realize.
Yeah, you did. But it's exciting. Like, and I guess this goes on with the LeBron. So I mean, we've got LeBron out, Curry out, Durant out, Kawhi out, and probably on the latter part of his years. Like everyone, it's a whole turn of the page. We got Ant, SGA, Luka, even Joker's only 28. It's a crazy time because those guys were the guys forever, and now it seems like just in 3 weeks they're gone.
Changing of the guard for sure. Tons of new faces, different names. Man, the NBA is changing rapidly, but I think it's exciting. Like I feel like the previous era had a good 10, 15 year run, and now it's time for the next ones to take over.
Yeah, I think it's the most talent in NBA history, like hands down. That's my hot take. I think people say this
without
all the
a
time,
doubt,
but it's hands down. Like
there's a trend on Twitter where they would show like Jordan highlights and the quality of players he was playing against. It was really like a Jordan low light
Yes.
film. And the
Mm-hmm.
quality of players in the NBA at that time, comparatively to now, is remarkable. It's nowhere close. Now, granted, I still think Jordan would
Yeah.
score 45 a game now, just because you can't foul or play defense or touch anyone.
Mm.
But the quality, without a doubt, has changed.
Hands down. I've always said that Jordan, my hot take, Jordan is overrated. Even though he's still rated number one, I always thought it wasn't like as high. Like the people he was playing against, it was a watered down league at the time. There's multiple expansion teams, a lot of trash. He could never beat Detroit until they kind of disbanded. And the best player he played against was like Clyde Drexler, which Clyde Drexler is worse than Dwayne Wade. And Utah, it was kind of like...
You're not going to catch an argument from me on this topic.
Yeah.
I could hear you talk a little slight, like Jordan's great, but let's slow down a bit. He's, take it easy.
I think had LeBron won against the Super Team Warriors, I would have put him there like tied-ish. But he didn't, so now it's like...
Yeah. But do you have LeBron?
I hear often that Jordan had... Yeah, LeBron's top 2, right? He's second. He has to be.
All right, cool. You hear Jordan what?
There's a... Oh, so Jordan is the greatest of all time, but LeBron had the greatest career. What are your thoughts about that?
That's not like, how do you... That's such a people just play semantics so much. Like, I don't even know how to dissect that. It's like, he's the most versatile player, but he's the best player. Like, what do you... Yes. Yes. Sure.
Yeah. All right. Where do the Suns go from here? Switching topics. Because the
Suns.
I didn't
Here's
like the
my
trade
thought.
from the jump.
My take on the Suns. I did. I think everyone's saying, like, the sky is falling. They have Booker. They have Durant. They have whoever the guy they got from DC. Bradley Beal. Like, they should be making, the playoffs, further winning championships. And it's like, I don't think LeBron won a championship when he got his big three the first year with Dwayne Wade and
they went
Bosh.
to the finals.
And so, like, sometimes they did, but like that, we're talking about Dwayne Wade and LeBron went to the finals. Like, cut these guys some slack. I just don't think that's a fair expectation. So give them some time to meld. The tough part is in the West. You really have to have a big. You can have good guards, you can have good wings, but with Denver and now Minnesota with 3 6'10 plus guys who can, two of them can shoot from outside and the other one's the defensive player of the year, you're going to need good bigs. And Nurkic is good, but he's not enough. So I think that if they figure that piece out, they'll have a chance. But I don't think the sky is falling. They just need time to gel.
I think the sky is falling and the Suns are going to blow up this summer and one of Booker or Durant is gone. I think it's not going to happen. I didn't like the trade because they're all the same player, first of all.
Why blow it up?
Durant, it's too much money for 3 of the same player. Like, it's almost like they don't even play offense. It's like, here, you take the ball. It's your turn. Oh, here, it's your turn. It's not, like, cohesive. Sure, they're not the exact same player. Durant's one of the greatest of all time, but I just don't like it. I don't like them as a fit. Had they gotten, like, Beal, but whatever Beal is,
that's
a different position,
right?
Like a true point. Can you coach 3 ball dominant shooting guards? I don't know. Maybe 2, not 3. I think if you took Beal's money and you had that instead, it was like a center, a power forward, or a point guard, not just a replica of those 2 guys who can't play more than 60 games a year until this season, and is like a powder, doesn't play defense. So I think they might blow it up.
No, that's a fair take.
Durant could be gone.
I think that's fair.
Yeah. Well,
negative. I don't know, man. Talk about someone's legacy who's going to get hurt by like bouncing around so much.
Yeah, that's the worst. It's too bad because he's truly outrageously good and talented.
Yeah, he's
of outrageous talent. Jalen Brunson. How exciting!
Man, he's on a tear. He's averaging like 40 points a game in the playoffs. he's doing some stuff that has not been really done before.
In like clutch games. Like we're not talking like, oh, like game 1 of the first round. It was like, no, game 5, 6, 7, 1, 2. Jeez.
I mean, 40 a game?
I love him.
Now, to be fair, I think when Julius Randle got hurt, he took on a lot of the scoring and became like a little bit more ball dominant, just scoring guard. I'm going to take the ball. I'm going to find my shots. I don't think he's averaged very many assists over the playoffs, but still, man, how bad is Dallas kicking themselves for letting him go? Like, if they could have him right now, man, I don't know if instead of Kyrie, if that's a move, because Kyrie's been playing really well.
Ooh. Kyrie has. That's a tough one. Good question. Speaking of Kyrie, I'm really happy that Kyrie's turned it around. As someone who hated on Kyrie, who he was just acting like a shithead, and I just want to play basketball. I just want to. Well, don't make movies and don't be the face of 7-Up. Like, you literally are doing everything but basketball. Stop saying that you just want to play basketball, like crying wolf, and all this stuff. And now he's like playing and just being Kyrie of old. Oh my god! I think he's the best ball handler in the history of the game. I only know this ish because there's only 6 players in the NBA. I meant to bring it up of the change in the guard. 6 players in the NBA that are older than 30, and I think he's one of them at 33,
32. He's been in the league for so long. He's only 32 years old. Only 32 years old, and I would have assumed he was older by the way he looks, the way he has, I don't know, just figured it out. I think he's matured from who he was. He's not as in the limelight anymore. He's got kids and a wife and isn't floating flat earth conspiracies on Twitter. He's grown up, man. Mm-hmm. So I'm happy for him. I think he's doing well. But if I'm a GM, I'm asking like, do I want Brunson? Maybe that's the same as Phoenix's problem. It's like a bunch of ball dominant scorers with Luka, and I don't know. I'm interested to see that.
Yeah. Speaking of, I feel like, I don't know why this comes into my head, but the Honey Badger in the NFL, I can't think of his name. Well, the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu and Kyrie, I feel like, and I hate the media for it, they don't give enough love to people who have overcome stuff. It's it's always so easy to just hate. Oh, LeBron's doing this. This player is doing this. Like all the stuff that the Honey Badger's like overcome in his life and how he's turned his life around, and Kyrie's kind of turned his persona around. I really think it should be celebrated more. I just want people. Who do you have? Your top 4 teams left. Top 5 in order.
Top teams left. I feel like most of them are going to be in the West. OKC, Minnesota. Honestly, I think Minnesota's the best team in the NBA right now. They're playing the best ball. They're one of the best defensive teams throughout the whole season. So they're number 1. Number 2 will be Boston. Boston is, they just have such a good roster. I know Porzingis is hurt, so if he comes back, then they're right there. Oklahoma City's number 3. I'll go New York 4.
Denver guy.
Just the way the Browns are playing. Oh yeah, I've pretty much.
You're out on
I don't know, man. I'm like, Denver's 5. Denver's 5. I've already.
You don't think Denver
resigned myself to believe that we're going to get swept.
You don't think they could beat the Knicks in a series?
Oh, yeah. No? If that's how we're looking at it, yes. I do think the Nuggets could beat the Knicks in a series.
Okay.
But
all right. In my mind, not like chances of winning.
Denver's going to get swept. Yeah.
I feel bad for the Joker because it's like if he beats one person, then there's like another one, and then right behind that is the Defensive Player of the Year. Like he's just – and they've got like 3 players they can throw at him. And one of them is the Defensive Player of the Year. The other one is Naz Reid, who plays outrageous. And then
3 guys that are 6'10 plus, 2 7-footers. Like, what do you do? They have the perfect makeup to stop Joker. And the crazy thing is the GM for Minnesota, Tim Connolly, was the GM in Denver who drafted Joker. And so, like, his wherewithal to trade for Rudy Gobert, to draft Nas Reed. I think he inherited Karl Anthony Towns. Like, you have Karl Anthony Towns, a 7-footer, you go out and get 2 more. Like, that is, he deserves every ounce of paycheck that he has.
And to that point, no one's really eaten their pile of dog shit they should eat for, everyone, including myself, hated the Gobert trade. Call it the worst trade in the history of the NBA. And the worst trade in sports, behind maybe Deshaun Watson's trade. And now,
I would say the Russell Wilson trade is worse than the Deshaun Watson trade, but I digress.
Yeah.
No, it's panned out, and it just shows, like, we have a knee-jerk reaction culture, and sometimes you need time to, like, let it play out and see how things work out. His signing of Mike Conley he's done such a fantastic job assembling that roster. Jaden McDaniels is 6'10", shoots over 40% from threes, the 6th man of the year, or excuse me, Nas Reed's 6th man of the year. Like, their roster is stacked with really good players, man. That to me, that's why I think the best team in the NBA, and they're probably going to win a championship.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's crazy to think that they're just could sweep the defending champions. What a series that would be! OKC versus Minnesota, but you think Minnesota just rolled them too. But the other,
you're right. The biggest teams right now in the West are all small market teams. Denver won a championship. Oklahoma City was the number 1 seed. Minnesota is right there, same record as both of those teams. It's just super interesting how that dynamic is playing in the NBA.
Yeah, and it's nice. I wonder. There's obviously the contracts you can give to your own players. Hopefully that will continue to kind of keep this going, so everyone doesn't just leave for the Lakers, leave for the Knicks. It's crazy that the Knicks are never good. You would think everyone would go there. Like the Lakers, everyone goes to the Lakers. No one goes to the Knicks.
It's management, right? Like, it's not the city. It's, the
Dolan.
Dolan. Got to be Dolan. No one likes Dolan.
Yeah, has to be.
No one wants to play. There was a poll done in The Athletic that was asking which coaches would you most want to play for and which coaches would you least want to play for. And Tom Thibodeau was, like, far and away the coach that people were like, I don't want to play for that guy. Like, I'm sure he's a great coach. Defensively, he does a lot of good things. But just personality-wise, like, that's not a guy I really want to, suit up for.
Yeah, it seems like a lot of people say they like him for like 2 years, and then after that, he just wears you out, and you're just done. I wonder if he's maybe gotten older and smarter, like a coach Kyrie. Maybe he's kind of figured it out, realized he can't just be an asshole harping on his players all the time, or he'll be run out of town in one more year.
Maybe he. I think he spent some time with Team USA, so maybe he got some pointers from the stars. Like, all right, learning how to communicate.
Yeah. Great USA segue. Is Ant going to be the leader of Team USA?
There's a meme of him saying, like, yo, LeBron, pass me the damn ball. Like, I got this. Go chill out.
Yeah.
Because I don't know. I think when, the lights come on and how the teams, figure each other out. Yeah. It won't be LeBron. Mm-hmm. And to be fair, I don't think Tatum, really usually embraces that role, not even on Boston, really. So, who else would do it?
Yeah, because Curry's fine just being the homie, hanging out, shooting where he needs to shoot. He's a good teammate. But yeah, end of the game. Is Ant LeBron, give me the goddamn ball right now. This isn't you.
Who do you have taking the final shot?
Maybe Curry, just because he's a better passer. Or I guess you probably want Curry to hit an open 3. Like, who's the best decision? LeBron can't shoot as good as Ant, I don't think.
No.
So probably Ant.
Ironically, LeBron shot like 40% from 3
better
this year.
He did. That's a tough one. Because LeBron is a good decision maker. I guess it would be nice if LeBron had the ball, shook you, and then kind of was half by you. A second double team came. He passed to Ant, who's now wide open. He starts going. One guy tries to get in his way, and then they swing it to Curry, who shoots the most wide open 3 in the history of his life. And they win 50-0 in every game. Yeah.
That's possible. No.
I
Just
wish.
give me a second. I want to hear about Shea. And obviously, Team Canada is slowly, they're getting there. They're not there yet. But Shea is without a doubt one of the top 5 players in the NBA right now.
Yeah.
But to
Second
give me
MVP
your
voting.
perspective on Shea and how you think Team Canada is going to do in the Olympics.
Shea is the greatest player in the world. So Shea is just so nasty. He reminds me of like a superhuman Joe Johnson who can shoot every single shot. Like he just gets everywhere whenever he wants. Like he can do everything. And if he works on his 3 ball a little bit more, like Ant has, like his shooting, because inside like what 15, no one on earth is better than SGA. He's like an old man, like just up, under, sideways. That step. He's crazy. So he's the second best player in the league right now in terms of MVP voting. But I think he's a few years older than Ant. So I think I gotta put. Maybe we'll get a head-to-head to settle this. Who's better, Ant or SGA? Because who would have thought this summer the 2 best players in the league are SGA and Ant? I mean, obviously Joker's there too, but I think Canada is going to do well as long as we don't face USA in the semifinal or Serbia in like a quarterfinal. I think Serbia is going to kill it, especially if, oh my God, if the Joker goes out this round, I'm putting all my chips on Serbia at like 7-1. Because Serbia just plays, Euro teams play so much better Olympic basketball. Like way better than USA, way better than Canada. Just the rules, the ball is a different size. Exactly. That's all it is. The ball's a different size, and like it bounces weirder off the rim. The 3-point line's different. So yeah, hands down. I wish USA won the FIBAs in September, only because they would have just stayed in the cage. LeBron was like, oh, okay, good, we're just killing it. I'm gonna stay out of it. Curry would have been like, I don't need to play. My boys are killing it. And then they lost, and then they lost to Canada as well. And then they're like, fuck it, everyone's coming to the Olympics. We were killing every team. So I think the USA is favored at like minus 200, but Serbia, I like them. They're good they were the best team in the FIBAs without Joker. So I can only imagine what they'll be like with him.
I don't want to let you escape without giving me a Canada Olympics performance prediction.
We're going to be, if we get lucky and do not face Serbia or USA in the semis, if we're on the other side, we're going to the finals, and we got a puncher's chance. We will lose to USA or Serbia in the finals, only because the USA's talent is ridiculous, and also Serbia just knows how to play so well. Even France, man. Oh, I think we can beat France, but now that Wemby's a super freak and, Gobert, and then they've got all their, Euro players who know how to play the game well, it's going to be the best Euro or the best Olympics of all time for basketball, which also goes to the point of like the Jordan thing we talked about before. Is the best player in Europe was the 6th best player on the Bulls. Like the best non-American was the 6th best player on the Bulls. And there's like 2 other Europeans in the league at the time. Now they're the non-Americans are the 5 best players in the league.
Not even a hot take. Although Joel Embiid is playing for Team USA, so we might have one in there.
Yeah. Well, so if you had to start a franchise right now, maybe we can end on this. Who do you take? What's your draft order? I'll give you mine since you went first last time. My draft order. I think this is tough now because what we just saw as of the last 3 days. Before the last 3 days, I would have gone Joker because he's only 28. And with his body type, he's still got 7 years left of being the best player. An MVP 1, 2, 3 candidate. Number 2, I would have said SGA until what we've seen recently. So I think I got to slide Ant. Number 2 if I'm starting. Oh, shit, no. Wemby. Wemby's number 2. Wemby number 2. Arguably, Ant. You see these balloons that just threw up behind me?
Yeah. Yeah.
Why do they do that? You can't throw up a peace
No,
sign without there like being balloons. Uh, uh, Wemby number 2, and then Ant number 3, Luca 4, Giannis 5.
that is a tall lineup.
I'm saying like if you had to start a franchise right now, you're a general manager, everyone's open. You can draft one player to start your franchise. I should have said it like that. So you can only have one. Like if you had to rank
Yeah,
the
no,
draft pick order,
I feel you. I
like
think
I'm the Timberwolves. I pick. Okay,
sure. I go Anthony Edwards first. And bear in mind, one, I think my top 5 is it's kind of guard dominant. But stick with me on this. If I'm GM, I go Anthony Edwards first. I think he's the guy. Shea number 2. I go Wimby 3. Gotta have Wimby. I go Luca 4. And this one, just stick with me on this one. I feel like this might feel like it's coming from out of left field, but this is my pick. I go Paulo Banchero, right? He has helped will Orlando to the playoffs. Now, obviously, you might be like, all right, so Joker's not in there, Embiid's not in there. Obvious reasons for me, Embiid, he's hurt 98% of the time. I think he's fucking got pink eye or something right now.
I agree.
And he is 28, but if I can get Wimby, who's what is he, 19, 20?
Yeah.
I would, and I'm doing a franchise and I can have him for the next 15 years. Easy.
No, that's fair. I think I was torn on the Joker, but I think if you have 7 years and he's always healthy, I was going to take him. But I agree with your, those are good ones too.
The Paulo Banchero didn't throw you.
I really like him. So I placed a bet. It was Chet, him, and who was the other guy? There was like 3 of them that were going to go number 1.
Don't remember.
At one point, Paolo went like plus 600 or plus 500. It was one of my favorite bets I've ever placed to be first pick overall. Chet was first, and the other guy was second. I can't even think who it was. And I watched him because Duke beat the shit out of Texas Tech in the Sweet 16 or the Elite 8 just before that. And I was watching, Tech was pretty good this year and the year that he was a rookie. And I was watching the game and I was like, this man is, he was against boys. Like I was like, oh my God, this guy isn't, what don't you want in an NBA player? He was he was LeBron's, bigger than LeBron size is when he was 18. And he could shoot. And so I instantly, I bet him to be first overall pick. Because you're here in chat, I'm like, no, do not overthink this. This guy is incredible. And sure enough, yeah. So I mean, I think he has all the right dimensions to do it.
Yeah, I don't think either one of those guys going first overall would have been the wrong choice. They're both doing really well so far.
How's Jason Tatum?
That's a good question. I didn't even consider him.
Yeah, me either. But he's really good.
Jason Tatum's 26.
He's got to be close to there.
Yeah.
He'd be a swing fifth. Man.
There's something about him. I'm like, he's good, but like, how good is he?
Yeah. He's very
does he do one thing better or like, just than anyone else in the NBA where you're like, yo, this is a guy, like, what does he do?
Yeah. I also don't like at the end of the games, he's always just shooting like a fadeaway. I feel like they lose every time. He's like, oh, we got to win this game. Let me do a fadeaway 18-footer. I'm like, really? You're more athletic, faster, better than everyone on the court.
I don't know. I think he's good. He's very, very, very good. I feel like he's put into an elite tier and he hasn't really done anything to warrant it.
Well, I guess we'll see. I wish you had more competition. I wish we could take OKC or Denver or the Lakers or Minnesota and put them on in the East Coast.
In the East?
Yeah. Yeah. Because right now, I mean, this could be the final right now. Denver, well, I guess Minnesota might shit kick them. But
OKC probably in Minnesota.
That'll be fun. Especially because OKC can throw a lot of defenders at Ant. Like they have kind of like what Minnesota's doing to Denver. OKC can do to Minnesota and that, which is nice. But they don't have a lot of size. But Gobert doesn't score, so that's fine. They got someone who can guard Cat. Well, Josh.
Yeah, we'll see. Well, we will see, man. It's a good time to be watching basketball. I'll tell you that.
Absolutely. Thanks for joining us, Josh. We'll get maybe Jared, Stone, Nate, Calais, someone on next time. We'll have a little three-way again to recap before the finals, the semis, conference finals, whatever. This is the greatest travel podcast in the universe with a little bit of sports. Your host, Fraser LeVay, with Josh Barnes. Thanks for listening. See you guys later.